day at Hollis Farms. Early Saturday morning, headed down to the farm to meet Jake and Presley this morning. We're going to be putting this off for a little while. I've been out of the country for a couple of weeks with my daughter on a senior trip, and just hadn't been able to get back down here after we got all the duck hole stuff ready, planted the levee in. The next thing on the list was to get the control pipe, drain pipe in on that Beaver dam we blew with the Tannerite. So that's on our list this morning. Got to get that pipe laid in there, kind of show you how we're going to do that PVC pipe. Just going to turn it up on the high side of the dam. So next spring when we get ready to drain that hole, all we got to do is turn that pipe down and drain it and be ready to plant mill it again like we did this year. We'll have to blow that dam every time. But we'll do that. We'll check on the sunflowers and the soybeans. I was down here a few days ago. Sunflowers up about waist high. Don't think these sunflowers get super tall, maybe chest high. We're getting here toward middle to late June. I think those things will mature out about another 6 weeks maybe, start to dry. I think that's right. And they'll be good and dry before we cut them or burn them, whatever we do before dove season. So we'll get an update on those. The beans look good too. It's the Colossus forage soybeans we got from Specialty Seed down in South Mississippi. They are really done well. Lucky to have a really good site there. Good soil. We had good moisture when we put them in the ground. Got good seed population, so be a lot of food there. We may not have a duck, but there's gonna be lots of food for them if they come. Be right back. Give it Jake and Presley. We got to get in here and get our tools and our stuff in there we need to set this pipe. We'll be right back. All right, made it over here to the duck hole. Y'all see right here, levee built. Presley came in here and planted millet on it. It's coming up really strong. Short beans right there. These are the ones the farmer planted. That's going to be, should be outside the water line, hopefully. Of course, beyond that, you can see the sunflowers. I'm going to go right over here on the other end and walk out there and kind of show you what they're doing. They're looking real good. All right, y'all can see right here, we're on the north end of the duck hole. This area from where the sunflowers stop right there back toward me should be above the elevation of where the water, we're going to hold water. Could push a little bit back up here, but it won't be much. Y'all remember the overhead view of how this thing's shaped. Y'all remember this thing right here. Here's our sunflowers and beans. And it's kind of got a horseshoe right here where the elevation of the ground naturally changed. So we stopped, that's where we stopped our soybean and sunflower mix. You can tell we planted our sunflowers several weeks before the farmer did here, and our beans are quite a bit ahead. Get up here and show you just how tall these sunflowers have gotten. They've grown. I was down here less than a week ago. I believe they've grown 6 or 8 inches. All right, right here you can see the difference in the farmer's grain soybeans here, and you get over here into our sunflowers and the Colossus soybeans that are planted in here with the sunflowers. Kind of looks like a mess, but it's a lot of food in here. Here's a good view of these soybeans. They're up about knee high. Really big leaves and designed to, they don't put on as much grain as your normal soybean, but they produce a lot of forage and they can withstand heavy browse pressure. Right now, I don't see any signs of enough. There's a few deer tracks, but I don't see any signs of any browse pressure that's going to impact them at all. It looks like we've kind of got past that stage where the deer could hurt them. Sunflowers are starting to bloom out. A few flowers here and there, they're just random scattered out through there. Back earlier this week when I was out here, it wasn't but one flower, but see a few peeking out. You can see right here between the rows of the sunflowers, got these soybeans. This will be most likely our duck pit is going to be right in this area, right in here, facing to the southeast. So we'll carve us out a hole right out here where our decoys will be. Probably gonna have to burn down or spray a spot right there. You're not supposed to manipulate soybeans for ducks, so we're probably going to get rid of some right there. Just burn them down, disc them under, do whatever to have us a clean spot out in front of the pit for the decoys. The rest of it we'll just flood. You can flood it. So where we just have sunflowers, we'll mow them down, burn them, whatever, and then in front of the pit we'll get rid of those beans, so we're staying within the law. And the rest of the whole 3 or 4 acres here will be just flooded food. So really looking good. Happy with the way it's turned out. This gives us a good place from year to year to continue to develop. Next year we may, what we'll do, we're going to combine millet and sunflowers next year. Probably don't know if we'll do beans right here, but we'll decide that. So, waiting on Jake. Presley's here. As soon as Jake gets here, we're gonna go around here and try to get this pipe in the ground before it gets too hot. All right, y'all, this is where we blew the Beaver dam. Y'all remember, go back and look at that video. If you missed it, go back and check it out. We blew a hole in this Beaver dam with Tannerite. We're finna get our pipe cut. Gonna lay a PVC pipe across here and turn it up on the other side so we can tilt it over and drain that pond every year so we can plant it. Get up here and get this pipe cut right quick and show you how we're gonna lay it in there. We got some sackcrete to put it on, then we're gonna depend on the beavers to come back and build it back later. All right, while Jake and Presley get down there and weed eat on top of that beaver dam so we can move around a little better, but turn around and show y'all what the plan is here. We hope it'll come together. All right, what the plan is, we're gonna glue this short section of pipe to this elbow, and that's gonna be turned up. That's gonna be it's gonna be above water line at the dam. This long pipe will be laid across the dam. And as when the beavers build back and build over the top of it, it'll be in the dam. And then in the fall, in the winter, when we get ready to drain, all we do is grab this pipe, tilt it over and drain it out. So if it works like we think it'll work, it's gonna be pretty simple. I'm gonna got it cut here. I'm gonna get this in, get this elbow glued up and get it down in there. Show you what we're doing. All right, y'all, Jake, we eat it out a little bit so we get in here a little cleaner. This is the plan. We're gonna make a kind of a saddle here for this pipe to sit on. We're gonna put another one right there in the middle, build it up, lay the pipe across here, probably put a little sackcrete on top of it, push some mud in there on it. We got a shovel to help the beavers get started building it back. They're gonna have to do some work. We blew a big old hole out of this thing. Didn't really mean to blow that big of a hole, but get the rest of the sackcrete in here, and the pipe in won't take but a second. Of course, Jake and Presley didn't bring their waders. They got the fat man in here in the waders in 90-degree weather. But yeah, we'll get it done. All right, they're bringing the pipe. Now you see how we got the sackcrete laid in here. Made a little saddle there, hoping that end should be a little higher than this side. We'll lay the pipe in there. The elbow will be out that way and turned up. Kind of been thinking if that elbow is going to be too far out in too deep a water for us to reach. Thought about just tying a rope around, and all we got to do is pull it over till it gets water level and drain. We'll figure that out. All right, we got the pipe in there, and get off to the side. We don't see. Got the sackcrete in there like we talked about. Our riser pipe's a little higher than we needed. Probably didn't need to be, but probably could have got away with 2 feet shorter, but what'll happen, we'll come in here and we get ready to drain it. We'll just grab that top of that pipe, tilt it over till it's in the water and it'll drain. There you go, Jake got the stick. I can get a shovel and kind of put some mud around it. Hold it, let it fail. Gotta bring more sackcrete in and hold it up. We got a good fall in it from the high end down to here. We may have to get in here with a little mini excavator or something and put some dirt in there to help the beavers. But all right, now we got that project done. I'm gonna get out of these waders. Go right here and check on the millet. Some of that first millet I planted about a month ago should probably be knee high now, but We'll check that out in a minute. All right, y'all, here's one of the duck holes we planted in millet. It's pretty muddy. I took my waders off, can't get out there to it, but right out in here is where I planted the millet. Y'all remember I had the drone up, went all the way out. Looks like they sprayed a little bit out there. Farmer planted corn out there, so some of it looks like it got sprayed, but for the most part, all of this right in here, all of that thick green you see right there is Chihuahua millet. Coming on really, really good. I got that planted in the mud. Some of this over here where it's a little thinner, if y'all can see, some of that where it's thinner, the ground had already gotten dry and cracked. So it took a little while longer for it to get some rain on it, for it to germinate, but the stuff that got planted on the mud flats did real good. This is a fun little hole to hunt when the wind's right. It's kind of odd. It's better if we get some kind of little, either no wind or south wind. Too much north wind pushes them into the timber behind us. They can't get in here. But we are a good little isolated spot. Like I said, we've got our millet planted, and we got corn planted there to the north of the hole. So any runoff from that, it's going to be more grain coming down into the hole. I'll be real excited about this spot. We're just maybe quarter mile from our other spot where we're gonna put the pit. That's coming up pretty soon too. So anyway, that's it for today. You got the pipe in, the control pipe in. Still got just a little bit more to do to kind of shore it up where it don't float or wash away, and we're gonna put some more Sackcrete mud in there to help the beavers a little bit. That'll be done. Now we just gotta let the millet and the sunflowers and everything grow. Like I said, next project will be the pit. We'll make a schedule for that here in a couple of weeks. That's going to be fun to do, something we've never done. We're just hoping we get it in the right spot the first time. It would be a job to move the thing later, but I think we got a good plan. So appreciate y'all watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and come back in again tomorrow.